We all have to start somewhere. Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Doctor Who actors before they were famous. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at what the show's main cast were doing before signing on to be part of the revival. Sure, some of them may have already reached a certain level of fame, but it's DW that really got them off the ground. Number 10, Arthur Darvill.
It's an invitation.
From who?
It's not signed.
Originally born as Thomas Arthur Darvill, it was under the name Tom that he worked some of his earliest jobs. Most notably, if you were channel surfing before he became Rory Williams, you might have caught him presenting The Links alongside TV veteran Stephen Mullen on CITV, though this was all the way back in 2001.
Indeed, but now you have seen Pokemon, of course you should know the answer to our phoning competition question.
Despite seeing big success in Doctor Who, however, the theatre remains his first love. After moving to London at 21 to go to drama school, he earned plenty of praise for performances in plays like Terre Haute and Swimming with Sharks in The Naughties, the latter of which being where he first met Matt Smith. Number 9, Christopher Eccleston.
I'll tell you what's happening. You forgot to set your alarm clock.
The Doctor is the most light-hearted role Eccleston has ever played, and even then he brought a prominent dark edge to the character. This is because he made his name playing gritty roles on TV and in film, making his screen debut in 1990's Blood Rights, a mini-series about a politician's daughter going missing.
This is rubbish, man. What am I supposed to do with this?
But his first lead role was Let Him Have It a year later, a dramatisation of the hanging of Derek Bentley in 1953, whom Eccleston played to critical acclaim. Between then and 2005, he took on so many serious roles, including starring in Our Friends in the North and Hillsborough in 1996, that some questioned his casting as the Doctor.
I think I'll sleep here the night.
On the beach?
Yeah,
All night?
all night.
Number 8, Jodie Whittaker.
Earth is protected by me and my mates, this year and every other. Here we go!
Long before becoming the Doctor, Whittaker made her name in sci-fi cult hits, first with 2011's Attack the Block alongside John Boyega, before he joined a legendary franchise of his own, and then in an earlier episode of Black Mirror.
You might have a fracture. You need to get this treated before you lose too much blood.
But her biggest role was as Beth Latmer in Broadchurch, the mother of Danny, whose murder is the subject of much of the show. She starred in all 3 series alongside past Doctor David Tennant, ex-companion Arthur Darvill, and a future showrunner Chris Chibnall. Finally, in 2017, she was the lead in the short-lived but well-received BBC drama Trust Me, playing a nurse who steals the identity of a doctor.
So what's the problem?
Number 7, Freema Agyeman.
Okay, what was it then?
Witchcraft.
After attending theatre school and studying drama at university, Agyeman had a few years of small parts in soap operas, though she was in one-off guest spots in Casualty, The Bill, and Silent Witness. Her first major role was as Lola Wise in Crossroads.
How did you go?
Silly boy, leaving his wallet lying around like that.
Unfortunately, Crossroads is one of the most derided soaps in British TV history, infamous for its poor writing and low production quality. The revival ended in 2003, following a reveal that Crossroads' entire events were the dream of a fan of the original run. Agyeman was undoubtedly one of the brightest parts of this bizarre show, and got her big break as Martha Jones just a few years later.
Here, do you want me for coffee?
Number 6, Billie Piper.
Have I missed anything?
Yeah. Jack just disappeared.
She was only a teenager when her rise to fame began, first appearing on screen on the kids' TV show Scratchy & Co. in 1997, playing Posh Spice.
And we've got Posh Spice. Hi.
When she was just 15, she was offered a record deal and launched a music career, though she's since spoken out to NME about being over-sexualized at this stage in her life. She became the youngest artist to debut at number 1 with her 1998 single, Because We Want To, and had released 2 albums before the age of 20. Her role in making the Doctor Who revival such a success can't be understated, and by 2005, her acting career had been launched. Number 5, Peter Capaldi.
Who really composed Beethoven's Fifth?
Born in Glasgow in 1958, Capaldi had an incredibly long and decorated career as a performer long before he took over the TARDIS. In his earliest days, he was a big fan of Doctor Who, but pursued other avenues, briefly serving as a lead singer in a band, The Dream Boys, alongside comedian Craig Ferguson. Fittingly, his first TV role was in an episode of Crown Court in 1984 as a punk. And just a year later, he played another famous musician, George Harrison, in a TV film about John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
I am exhausted. Me too.
But of course, the role Capaldi is now second most famous for has to be the foul-mouthed spin doctor, Malcolm Tucker, in The Thick of It.
You're like a sweaty octopus trying to unhook a bra.
Number 4, Karen Gillan.
Why did you say 6 months?
Why did you say 5 minutes?
Another relative unknown before becoming Amy Pond, one of Gillan's first starring screen roles was in a made-for-TV film called Stacked, where she played the daughter of a lads mag owner.
Dad, since when was Jeff such a sleaze?
Even before that, however, she was in an episode of Rebus on ITV and BBC horror series The Well. But she wasn't always an actor, and was scouted to join a modelling agency when she was just 18. In fact, she wasn't even always Amy Pond. She first joined the Doctor Who cast with a minor role in Series 4 The Fires of Pompeii, alongside none other than Peter Capaldi.
It has come, as foretold in the prophecy. The box. The blue box.
Number 3, Jenna Coleman.
Oh, sorry, your little boy is out there. He couldn't find you.
Unlike many of her fellow Doctor Who stars, Coleman has no formal training in acting and didn't attend university. It was when she was auditioning for drama school that she landed the role of Jasmine Thomas in Emmerdale, when she was 19, an impressive achievement.
Have a second thought, sorry.
Of course not.
She left Emmerdale in 2009 and joined another long-running show, Waterloo Road, as Lindsay James. And in both, she found herself written off after committing a murder and going to prison. In the few years between leaving Waterloo Road and becoming Clara Oswald, she had small roles in the miniseries Titanic and in MCU blockbuster Captain America: The First Avenger.
Oh my god, it's starting!
Number 2, Matt Smith.
Hello, I'm the Doctor.
It's no secret that acting wasn't Matt Smith's first love. He was initially scouted to be a professional footballer, even playing for a few well-regarded youth teams, until a serious injury forced him to reevaluate. Like many young actors, he first performed in school plays, then quickly joined the National Youth Theatre to get some stage experience under his belt. But spookily, years before becoming the 11th Doctor, he had not one, but 2 other roles opposite Billie Piper, once in Ruby and the Smoke, and again in an episode of Secret Diary of a Call Girl.
Morning. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
And he once lost out on a part in another iconic British show when he auditioned to play Will in The Inbetweeners. Number 1, David Tennant.
I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Kasterborous. I'm 903 years old and I'm the man who's going to save your lives and all 6 billion people on the planet below.
Like Capaldi, Tennant is another actor who dreamed of playing the Doctor for most of his life. But he had a long way to go until landing that role. Coming from humble beginnings, his first ever acting job was in an anti-smoking public health film, which was screened in schools in Scotland.
I hope that's not your last cigarette. I'm dying for one.
No, I've got plenty to take one.
But his first major role was a few years later in 1994, as Campbell in Taking Over the Asylum. As the 90s went on, he started taking on Shakespearean roles, starting with As You Like It for the Royal Shakespeare Company, and just months before debuting as the Doctor, he featured in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.